Hello, hello, beautiful humans. I am so excited to be here with you today. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Let me share my screen and let me make sure that I'm live finally. It's a little tricky to figure this out, but I'm into it and I'm gonna figure it out. Hi, everybody. Let me know if you're watching live here. I want to know if you're here on YouTube. Welcome. Um, if you are here on LinkedIn, welcome. Let me know. Jump in the chat. I am so delighted to be here with you today. Yes. Okay. Your Divine Collective wants to hear for you is live on LinkedIn. So I'm going to dive in and get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for choosing to spend part of your day here with me. It's a privilege. It's an honor. I I deeply cherish and value it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Sharing my screen here. You should be able to see this. I'm going to go in presentation mode. It's just a few slides. Nothing major. So hopefully you can see my screen. Um, Beautiful. Excellent. So this whole session is really designed around your divine collective wanting you to slow down. Um, I was really inspired by this because I was thinking about the end of the year and how busy everything gets. It is wild how busy the end of the year feels. Oops, it's showing audience window. We want to get rid of that. Okay, hold on one moment. One moment, please. Okay, I gotta stop sharing for a second. There we go. Okay, we're back in action. That's better. Um, I was inspired to host this because I was thinking about how busy the end of the year gets and how, like, as a society, we have just completely normalized feeling busy as all get out. It's kind of bizarre to me. Like I mean, I love that I love that we have this momentum as we go through to the end of the year. Astrologically speaking, it totally makes sense. Libra season, which we're in right now, which kicks off at the end of September and into early October, is a cardinal sign. So we're in cardinal energy, we're in starting energy, and then we move through a whole cycle of mutable and fixed energy, right? So mutable energy helps us to take the things that we started and transmute those into the fixed energy, which is like get things done, really feel determined. So it's really powerful to end this year in this way and go through one more cycle of all three of those layers of energy. But somehow we've normalized and internalized that it has to be a frenzy. You have to be like fighting to the death. I always think about how I get to December 31st and I feel like I blinked and I didn't experience any of the 2 months before that. I'm like, what happened? How did I get here? How did the end of the year come so fast? And why do I feel like I didn't actually experience any of it? Right. And so I just like to um I like to find ways, particularly with soul care strategy, where we can say that doesn't have to be my reality. That doesn't have to be my truth. I get to slow down even in a busy season. And one of the ways that I personally have normalized shifting that mentality is to pause and listen to my divine collective, particularly when life feels extra busy. That feels like an important facet of um, living a soul aligned lifestyle, right? A soul nourishing lifestyle. So that's what our goal is for today. So our agenda, we're going to go through what a divine collective even is. You're probably like, Candace, I've never heard of that term and I want to know. Give me the tea, and I absolutely will. Then we're going to talk about how your divine collective uses your intuition to try to reach you. What does that even sound like? And I'll give you some real life experiences, real life insights into how I became acquainted with my intuition. We're also going to look at why slowing down doesn't mean falling behind. I know my people are ambitious as all get out. I know that you have really serious goals. You really value achieving things. You really value having positive impact on the world. So I want to talk about how your ambition, your desire to achieve, doesn't have to be incongruent and misaligned and at odds with your desire to slow down and really hear from your intuition. Then we're going to get into the practical ways to press pause, to listen, to reset. I'm going to divinely channel and download exactly some potent ways that you can really lean into what I call that sacred pause, the richness of slowing down, right? There is resource in slowing down. It gets to have value, it gets to be additive for you. So we're going to lean into that. And I'll give you some real tactical ways that you can do over the next 7 days to empower yourself and to utilize your intuition as a resource. And then we're going to just have some insights around how you get to trust. I have um, a leadership framework that's called the light leadership method. And the last layer of this is to trust the transformative process, because that's often the hardest part of living the work, right? Living, honoring your soul as a part of this human experience, right? We really honor our physicality and the physical elements of being alive. But part of that, the most rich, I think, version of this journey is to honor your spirit and to honor your soul and to honor that intuition and the intuitive insights that come online. And then we'll end the session giving you some divine insights that are going to help you stay aligned. I'm going to pull some tarot cards to help to lock this in. We'll use one of my favorite intuitive tools for this, and I'll give you an invitation to work together on a deeper level. So we've got a lot to cover. I just did it on Instagram, so I know it's possible to do in 30 minutes. I'll take about 30 minutes of your time. And I just want to thank you so much for being here today. This is such important work for me. I love talking about these themes, and I will be live here on YouTube and live here on LinkedIn, sharing so much more about these themes over the next couple of months, right? I want to end the year where we shift our how we're outwardly expressing and living our values, how we're outwardly embodying our values. You say you care about connection and humanity and joy and love and service. How are we making sure that we're living and embodying that? And so I'll be speaking on a lot more of these themes over the coming months and weeks. But let's get into it. First and foremost, hello. I'm Candace. I'm a cartwheel enthusiast. I'm a multi-passionate professional, and folks in my inner circle call me the human form of glitter. I am here to bring you joy. I'm here to help you find ways to use movement, right? That's part of why I share that I'm a cartwheel enthusiast. I like to get, things from a different perspective, different vantage point. And I also like to embody and move to find, awareness and to activate divine insights and intuitive insights. And I'm deeply multi passionate. I'm a professional, I'm an entrepreneur. I value working hard. I value being of service through my work, but I am multi passionate as all get out. I care about using all of my talents, using all of the skills, using all of my expertise to serve a mission and to do so alongside other really intelligent, brilliant people like yourself. So that's a little bit about me. Feel free to share in the chat a little bit about you. I want to know who I'm engaging with and connecting with today. I want to know who you are as well. So let me know, let me know, let me know. And let's get into our agenda. So, first things first, what is a divine collective? This is one of my favorite terms. I had the opportunity to work with a psychic development coach in 2023, which was really an empowering experience from the perspective of just like understanding that we all have psychic abilities and psychic gifts. We are all, if we let ourselves, capable of getting messages from spirit. That's all being psychic is, getting messages from spirit. That's part of being a human being. So we can talk about that. I think that religious entities, religious communities have tried to demonize psychic gifting and psychic abilities, even though, you know, in all of the most spiritual experiences I've had through my religion, um, I'm realizing now that my ability to connect with God, my ability to experience divine power has always been psychic channeling and psychic connection. So that experience was really powerful for helping reclaim um, my psychic capacity, which we all have access to if we let ourselves. But during that experience, I came up with a term that I call the divine collective, which is a amalgamation or a combination of all of these spiritual resources and sources that we have access to, that are here to serve our greatest good, that are here to help us grow, that are here to empower us, that are here to um, give us a nourishing and fulfilling life experience. My divine collective is different from your divine collective. This is a group of energies, a group of sources, resources that we find personally empowering, right? So my divine collective is made up of God, is made up of Jesus, the ultimate divine rebel. I'm obsessed. I love what Jesus stands for, and actually how Jesus lived is really inspiring for me. Shaking things up and transforming culture by using your divine gifts is something that I'm really tapped into and really value and celebrate. My divine collective already also is comprised of my well ancestors, loved ones like my grandmother who has passed, and a really special mentor, Ayana, who passed. Those are entities that I tap into and I seek wisdom from. And then lastly, they're part of me, right? My inner mentor, my highest self, my inner critic even they're all parts of my divine collective. So you determine who your divine collective is. Who are those entities, those spiritual forces, those energies that help and empower you? That's your divine collective. And one thing that I would invite you to ask after, listening to this dialogue today, ask yourself, who is my divine collective? Who do I believe is on my side? Who do I tap into for power, for strength, for courage? Who motivates me? There might be different spirits from different parts of the world even that empower you. Different saints, different historical figures that really motivate and encourage you. You can reference them as part of your divine collective. So that's the first thing that we have on our agenda, checking it off. The next thing is, how does your divine collective use your intuition to try to reach you? And to help us navigate this, I'm actually going to use a personal anecdote. So I'm going to take you back to when I was 12 years old, and the first time my intuition was trying to alert me of something, and I just had no idea of what that was and what I was experiencing. So, ironically enough, the way that I first became acquainted with my intuition was through pretty severe bouts of depression and anxiety. And they came out of nowhere. I was 12, as I mentioned. So I hadn't even been familiarized with what depression actually was. I just knew that I was deeply sad, and it would often come up out of seemingly nowhere, completely out of the blue. I would just feel like nobody cared about me. I didn't matter. I didn't really want to live, and I didn't understand why that was. I was a prep school kid. I was on a scholarship. I was so well loved by faculty and students. Everyone supported me. I had the most positive upbringing. My parents were so supportive. They sacrificed so much for me. So there was an incongruence in terms of my mental and emotional state and my external reality. And I really I questioned that. I didn't understand why on the outside I had so much to smile for, and why as a result I would mask and paint on a smile, but on the inside I just felt so full of pain. And then what I now understand to be anxiety really flared up. My anxiety didn't present itself as worry so much. I wasn't necessarily worried, but I found a high degree of self criticism and a lot of pressure to be perfect, to achieve, to be pretty hyper vigilant. That was another way of my anxiety came up. I was like constantly monitoring my surroundings, constantly making sure that I wasn't disappointing this person or that person, where I was showing up in relationship to what was expected of me. I was such a high performer. Let me pause for a moment because I feel like I have high performers that are plugging into this. Sometimes your hypervigilance and your desire to pursue perfection or really high standards, sometimes that's an anxiety mechanism or an anxiety response. So, I'm sharing this to say that sometimes negative or challenging life experiences that feel like they're out of the blue, that feel like they don't really have a point of origin that is explicable, sometimes that's our intuition, right? Um, even out of the blue, challenging life circumstances. I use the tarot often to explain this. There's a card in the tarot that's called the Tower card, and this usually represents like out of the blue, sudden experiences that create a disruption or a shift or a change in our lives. And the imagery in tarot is just so picturesque and quite profound and beautiful. In a couple of tarot decks that I have, the tower card has an edifice or a building or something that is resurrected from the ground or erected from the ground that is hit and disrupted and caused to break in some way. But what happens is in the depiction and in the metaphorical manifestation of this tower card energy, there's still the foundation there. The whole thing isn't destroyed. And so the tower card often is comes to us in moments where you'll have some level of disruption that creates some debris, that creates some breaking, that creates breaking of things, that creates the falling apart of things, but it reminds us that your foundation will still be there. Your foundation is strong enough to withstand that moment, and often it helps you shed stuff that's just extra baggage that you're carrying on. So that might be another way your intuition is trying to communicate through you to you. One more way that your intuition might be trying to reach you is through what I call, or what the spiritual world calls synchronicities. One of my favorite types of synchronicities is angel numbers. So you see 111 or 222 or 444, or maybe every time you wake up or every time you look up, you look at the calendar, the clock, and you see 1212. And you're like, what does that even mean? What's that about? Right? That's a synchronicity, a recurrence of a message or a theme in your life. Another type of synchronicity that is fairly common is when you hear the same message from different settings and different platforms. So maybe you're talking with your boss in the morning in a meeting, and and a certain theme comes up. And then you go on Instagram, and you're scrolling, and you get an ad for that's related to that theme. And then you're talking to your best friend that night before bed, and that theme comes up again. And then you're reading a book and the theme is in the book, right? Like you those that thread that gets created through the messages you're receiving is referred to as a synchronicity, and that synchronicity is another example of how your intuition might be speaking with you. So there's a number of ways. Sometimes they're challenging energies, and sometimes they're just like little nudges, or what I call God winks, that come up and communicate to us. They share messages. These are ways that you want to start to alert yourself and recognize that your intuition might be trying to reach you. Now, here's why slowing down is so important. Because if we're moving through life so fast, we don't have ways of being attuned and aware to the fact that messages are coming our way. If we're too busy to even process, we might miss that intuition, those intuitive nudges or cues entirely. So, slowing down and inviting in what I call a sacred pause is so important because it empowers us to receive divine insights from our divine collective. Something that ambitious, high achieving, revolutionary visionaries like yourself often come up against, and this is something that's so um, relevant in my journey, is this feeling that you're falling behind when you slow down. I was talking to a client during a soul care session that I had recently. We were using astrology to help her just become more intimate with her identity and sense of self. And she has a lot of Capricorn placements. And so, what that often manifests as is a very high degree of thoroughness and a very high degree of stick with itness. Capricorn energy helps you to get things done. Come hell or high water, you're completing the task. And we all have Capricorn energy in our natal charts. Everyone has everything. So, one thing that pop culture astrology has confused us about is we think that our sun sign is everything about us. No, we actually have all 12 astrological signs somewhere within our natal chart. And when you go deeper into this work, you can actually start to play with all of the astrological energy. I digress. But so we were talking about this, how Capricorn energy manifests for her, and how um, you know, the hyperachievement nature that she has can force her to try to get through the A to Z. Capricorn visionaries tend to be able to see A to Z really clearly. You typically have a very easeful job or easeful time seeing the whole process from A to Z. You understand how to get the thing done, right? I was telling her, like, it's like when you buy furniture from IKEA and it has like a big, like a multi-page instruction manual, and there's no words, but it's just all pictures, and the pictures like go from A to Z, all the tasks. Capricorn energy allows you to not know the words, but to know how to get it done and to know A to Z and to get it done really thoroughly. But there's a tendency and there's a pressure because of how our society is designed that makes you think that you got to get A to Z done in a week or a day. You put a lot of pressure on yourself to get things done as quickly as possible. And part of what we were inviting in for her in the sacred slowdown, the sacred pause that she's leaning into as a part of her self care and her soul care journey is to say, no, I just need a plan. The plan doesn't have to be to get it done in 7 days or 7 hours or 7 minutes. The plan gets to be lengthy as long as it aligns with my core values, my core needs, and my core desires. This is resonating with you. Let me know in the chat, because I feel like a lot of folks in the corporate sphere relate to just like this pressure to get things done as quickly as possible, but that's not necessary. And part of what we're doing in her soul care plan, as part of a membership that I have, it's called the Soul Care Sanctuary, is to help her map out some of her goals over an extended period of time that aligns with her core needs, aligns with her core values and core desires and what she's trying to call in, but doesn't create this pressure that zaps her energetically. That, anywho, I've said enough there. So slowing down doesn't have to mean falling behind. It really just means that you're being intentional, that you're honoring your soul, that you're creating soul nourishing experiences for yourself. You'll still get the things done. You'll still make yourself really proud, but you'll actually probably have a better sense of balance and wellness. You'll have a better sense of joy, and you'll have a sense of fulfillment that's much more holistic, that's not narrowed in on one goal, but is really thinking about what's the lifestyle that I say that I want to live, and how can I make sure that I'm honoring that fullness, that holistic lifestyle, and that holistic journey and experience. So, no, slowing down doesn't mean you're falling behind. It's a radical attempt to be really intentional and honor your full self. So now I want to share a couple of ways that you can be very tactical as you're trying to invite in the sacred pause. And I'm going to share the same three things I shared earlier today because they feel pretty resonant in general. The first is something that I've been really leaning into. I struggle with traditional meditation where you kind of sit down and quiet your mind. And I know a lot of people who are kinetic learners, who really are into movement. Any runners, this might resonate with you. Meditation can be challenging for you. Um, I'm burping on this. That's one of my psychic gifts that I inherited from another coach. So I know that this is a line for you all. This is a message for you. This is going to be potent for somebody that's listening to this. Um, if you struggle with traditional meditation, one approach or method that can be supported for you is guided hypnosis. I have a client, her name is Heidi Hazen. You can find her on Instagram at Heidi, Hazen, or HeidiHazen.com is another place you can find. She has these amazing guided hypnosis audios and bundles that have very specific themes, are fairly short, they're about 20 minutes or so, and they help you go into a meditative state, calm, neutral, grounded balance, but they help also to rewire your thinking around a very specific theme. So, for example, I'm locked in for the next 30 days. I guess I'm halfway through the journey now. I've already started this of using the guided hypnosis that Heidi's created. That's called Align with Money. I'm rewiring my money stories and transforming my mindset, my money mindset, really intentionally through using guided hypnosis audios. Really safe. All it is just going into a meditative state and listening to messaging that speaks empowerment, speaks life, speaks um, enablement, speaks courage and power into my money journey. And it's been so beautiful to really shift my mindset around how I relate to money, how I navigate my money stories. It's been so powerful. And she's got hypnosis audios that connect with so many themes: leadership, abundance, love, you name it. There's a guided audio, hypnosis audio, and I find them to be really supportive in leaning into meditative experiences. So again, if you have have struggled in the past with meditation, guided hypnosis audios can be really helpful for you, because really the mechanism is you're chasing the words that the practitioner is saying. So you have something to guide your focus rather than just trying to quiet your mind. So that's one. The second that I want to share is guided visualization. I love these. I integrate these in so many of my soul care sessions. They're so powerful. I often customize them for myself and for my clients based on central themes or desires that are coming up. Actually, I have one that's really beautiful that's all around experiencing an interaction with your highest self and receiving a gift from them. So if that's something you're curious to explore, send me a message here on LinkedIn or a message on Instagram at candice.l.taylor, and I will send you the link to that. It's completely free. I just want you to experience it. It's one of my favorites. So if you're curious about that, send me a message. But what I love about visualization, it's again similar to meditation, but it gives you something active to do, right? You're going to have imagery, or you're going to have the sensation of what I'm describing to you, and you'll be guided through a journey that helps you to connect with your sense of self. So that's a second. And then a third is movement. I absolutely love movement. Movement has been so nourishing and healing and expansive for me, and helped me to get in touch with my intuition. In fact, it was actually how I really started to receive messages most potently through movement. I'm a dancer. I've been dancing for 3 years. And I remember very vividly in high school, dance being a space where I got messages and I would actually take action based on those messages. So let's say, for example, I was dancing and I was told to pause. When I would pause, I would get a message around something that I had been asking questions about in my life. And I would listen to that message and I would just like take action based on that message. And I would find that I would either have a door open or get an opportunity, or I would feel a sense of hope, or I would feel a sense of peace, of groundedness. So movement has been incredibly valuable and empowering for me. In fact, I actually created a membership recently that's called the Daily Cup of Joy. We wake up every single morning, and at 6:30 we dance together and we use movement to connect with ourselves. Our first meeting of the day is centered around activating joy, getting in touch with ourselves, and doing so in a community experience. It's so powerful. We've been around for over a month now, and um, I just get so much joy from it. So if you're interested in that, that's something that I can't speak volumes enough. I have one member who literally joins from her kitchen, and she makes sandwiches while she dances with the community, and activates joy. And it's like, so it's really accessible. Anybody can do this. The membership is just $30 a month, or $250 for the year. And it's just like such a powerful experience. Anyway, I digress. You can move with us or you can move alone, but that is an opportunity to really connect with your intuition and receive insights from your divine collective in a very accessible way. You can move sitting down, you can move very small. I have something that I call the small dance. You just stand in place and let your body move with gravity. That's it. That's the whole thing. Or you can even do it sitting in place and just let your body move with gravity naturally. You do need to be sitting in a chair for that one. I'm currently in a more plush area, so it doesn't quite work. But that's such a beautiful way to just receive insights and just pause and listen. And you can do it for 5 minutes and still, like our daily cup of joy is 15 minutes. It's not a long time, but we really do tune into um, collective empowerment and personal empowerment, and really activate joy in our lives. So those are the three practical ways I want to share with you today to get in touch with your intuition and to pause and to listen and to reset and receive really empowering and encouraging messages from yourself and from your divine collective. That's that which is here to serve and empower you. And as I mentioned, you start to develop trust in your intuition the more and more you take action that is rooted in and based in the insights that you receive. So it's not enough to listen, but you have to move, for lack of a better word, you have to move in the direction of the insights. And we'll do an example. I'm going to actually pull out my tarot cards here now and get a divine insight for us. We've got two cards. Ooh, interesting. I like that. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to pause there. So we've got three cards here to explore, and I'm going to share the insights that are emerging divinely, and I'm also going to share some actions that we can take. So the first card that came up is the Nine of Pentacles. The pentacles are our resources. You can see we've got a peacock here, so we get to be proud of our resources. This is one of my favorite cards in tarot. It's a very celebratory card. You are almost there, but you have already, even though you're not exactly where you want to be, you're not at the end of the book that you're writing, you have so much to be proud of, and it's tangible. You look around, you've got financial resources. You look around, you've got supportive community. You look around, you've got a lot of intellect and knowledge and wisdom and expertise. You have so much that is affirming all the action that you've taken in your life. Nine of Pentacles is such a powerful card to pull. It came up in conjunction with the Death card. I love the Death card. The Death card, it represents a journey of transformation. So this getting to this place of the Nine of Pentacles, maybe you're not there yet, maybe you're journeying toward that, or maybe what you have experienced has been your journey toward this. It represents you really going through a transformational experience. So if you're not there yet, you're about to be, and I want you to know that it ends with so much that you get to be proud of. You get to be proud. The card that symbolizes our action is the Nine of Wands. So again, we're almost there, but this is almost there in action taking. This is in a reverse. And I get the sense that's in reverse. So typically a reversal represents something that's emerging or something that's a blockage. I'm actually going to interpret this as both. We've got a blockage, but we will get access to shifting that. As I said that, I got the angel number 3333. That means numerologically speaking, threes are divine blessing, a divine encounter. Divine forces are with you. So we have a divine stamp of approval on this message. We have a divine affirmation on this message. So you're going to begin to take very clear actions. I'm not a big proponent of a to-do list, but you need a to-do list right now. It's not your traditional to-do list though. I call this is a concept that I developed a couple of years ago called the to-do list. You start with who you say you want to be, and you think of the actions that you have to take, the things that you have to do in order to be that person. So you say you want to be a joyful person. You need an action that embodies joy. You say you want to be a generous person. You need an action that embodies generosity. You say you want to be a committed person. You need to take action that embodies commitment. Right. So, what I'm seeing is that you need to take 9 actions and start off one by one. Something that I think is interesting with to-do lists, we tend to bounce around on to-do lists. We tend to go for the thing that feels easiest or most accessible. You're not going to do this. You're going to go from the top of the list to the bottom of the list. And you're going to check off all of those things. So as you're creating this list, I want you to be really intentional and think about, what do you most want to be? I most want to be a joyous person every day of my life. So the first thing on my to-do list is going to be joy. And the first action that I'm going to take, the first to-do action item, is going to be something that embodies joy. Oh, I can't wait to see your list, y'all. So I want you to write down those 9 things. That's what has this 9 of Wands energy, this 9 of Wands cards in reverse. You're going to write down those 9 things. And then once you have the 9 things, you're going to pick the first thing on that to-do list and you're going to start to do it. And you're going to check off all of those things. And that's going to help us to fully go on the remainder of this transformational journey. And that's what's going to help us to get to this 9 of Pentacles moment where we are surrounded by abundance. We're surrounded by resource. Y'all are about to be so well resourced, you're not even going to know what's going to hit you. Oh, honeys. I'm thrilled for us. So that's the divine download to share with you today. Hopefully that insight has been super helpful. Hopefully that's going to help you stay aligned with your highest good. And this exercise is going to be a slow down moment for us. We get to invite a divine sacred pause in there to really zone in on personal empowerment, zone in on personal fulfillment. And I'm so excited. Please keep me in the loop if you decide to do this activity. I want to know how it resonates. I want to know what it cultivates in your life. Please keep me in the loop. Send me a voice memo here on LinkedIn or on Instagram. Okay, so I want to close this out here. Thank you so much for your time today. It's 111. You can't make this stuff up right now. Here on the East Coast, it's 111. New beginnings. Ones are the card of the number of new beginnings. So we are literally in an initiatory energy right now. We're here in a startup on a soul level energy. Let's take advantage of that. Let's use this energy. I highly encourage you, and I'm going to make an invitation to you right now. If you are desiring to ritualize getting in touch with yourself, if you're desiring to ritualize meeting yourself and taking care of yourself on a soul level, right? So you're ambitious, you know that's never going to change. If you're desiring to pursue your goals, but also take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally better. Like you know that your goals and your career or your ambition has come at the sacrifice of your personal well-being, and you want to shift that. Or maybe it's come at the sacrifice of your leadership and your legacy and your desired social impact, and you want to shift that. I have an amazing membership that I have absolutely been loving supporting people with. That's called the Soul Care Sanctuary. And it invites in that sacred pause once a month in a 60-minute session. We kickstart that session by exploring intuitive tools and getting in touch with your divine collective through those intuitive tools. So we use things like tarot and astrology and prayer and guided meditation and guided visualizations. We use my Barney bag of intuitive tools. I'm itching my hand. Ooh, I'm so excited about this. Somebody's going to take advantage of this offer and change their lives. And I'm so stoked. I can't wait to see who it is. Anywho, if that's something that you're desiring more of, you're desiring to explore those intuitive tools, but you're desiring to have it be accountability focused, right? You don't want to just learn about yourself and then be like, oh, that was cool. You want to take action with it. You want to actually transform your lifestyle. You want to transform the way you're living and invite more wellness and invite more joy and invite more leadership, invite more social impact, invite more wealth and abundance into your world, right? If that's you and you want to make sure that you're also taking aligned action and you're not just learning, but you're doing something with the learning, we take the second half of that session and actually map out a 30-day plan and accountability steps. We put them on your calendar and mine so that we're locked in and in step. And we do this every single month. So we ritualize it. oh, it's so good. I've been loving the clients who have invested in this and who have made this commitment so far. We've already have experienced so much potent divine insight. First and foremost, I have I'm cyclically channeling people's loved ones who have passed and messages from them. I've been tapping into visions and goals that they've silenced, that have been like trying to awaken, that have been dormant but have been trying to awaken in their life, and they're being reminded that this is passion for them. It's like, it's beautiful. Anywho, if this is something that you're curious about, I want you to reach out to me. I would love to discuss. There's no pressure, but I want you to be able to learn more about it. So I'll send you the link to the landing page where you can explore. We can also chat in the DMs, and go back and forth and talk about whether this is a good fit for you, right? I want to make sure it feels aligned. I know that this is going to be so potent and so powerful for at least one of you. I'm feeling very, very clearly that at least one of you is going to take me up on this offer. And what's really cool right now, I've got a birthday offer. My birthday is this coming Saturday, but I've got a birthday special that I'm going to be gifting to um, 33 people in total. It's our founding membership offer for the Soul Care Sanctuary. So 33 people are going to get a 50% off rate for the Soul Care Sanctuary membership, as a thank you for helping me close my 32nd year, feeling powerful and feeling aligned and feeling tapped into something that is so energizing and so part of my purpose, and moving through my 33rd year um, in alignment with that same kind of energetic quality. So I'm going to have that running until 33 people take advantage of this offer. I've already had 2 people take advantage of it, and I know a couple more after watching this will as well. And I can't wait to welcome you into that membership. So that's my invitation to you. Thank you so much for watching all of this, for being a part of this dialogue. Thank you so much for carving out space to just take in this wisdom. I can't wait to hear how it resonates. Please reach out to me and let me know. And whether or not you take advantage of that offer, it doesn't matter. I'm just so grateful for this community here on LinkedIn. I'm so grateful that I get to share something I'm so passionate with you. And I really hope this, what I've shared today is supportive and nourishing to you on a soul level in some way, some form. Sending you so much love, sending you so much joy. The world needs your joy right now. The world needs you to live from a state of joy. It's a radical act to be joyous right now. And it doesn't mean that you are ignoring pain. It doesn't mean that you're ignoring hurt and suffering that's in the world just because you choose joy. You can hold both. Your being has the capacity. So thank you for doing that. And thank you for accepting the joy I'm sending your way. Thank you for accepting the love I'm sending your way. And I will be back with more soon. I'm going to be picking up and ramping up these LinkedIn lives. If there's a certain theme that you want me to share about, please let me know. Otherwise, I got a whole agenda of things that I want to share with you. And I'm so delighted to do so. Sending you so much love. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. Mwah, mwah, mwah.